Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Good morning. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you for your patience. Sorry, I'm actually under the weather, so I'm trying to gather myself. So I go a little light today. Guys, I think I think we're getting into that point where Stephen Ross might actually be, you know, ready to call it quits, but for the right number. Yep, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here. How's everybody going? Hmm, Hope everybody's had a good day. Thank you for coming through, guys. Hit that like button. Hey, one of our awesome members. Thank you so much, Hooked Up Joe, for helping out and being a member. Thank you, Cat for Life. Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome. Um, can't believe someone offered 10 billion for a losing organization. Well, they didn't just do. It wasn't just 10 billion for Miami Dolphins. It was for the Dolphins and the Formula One. So that's what they actually try to go ahead and tell you. I tried telling you guys for 2 years, if we don't win, Ross is selling. Please don't be naive and think just because he turned down 10 billion, he's not selling. This is how negotiations begin. Trust me. Of course, emojis. Welcome. Good morning, Michael K. Welcome. Good day, Steve. Welcome. What's up, Kenna? So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, apparently, uh, um, Stephen Ross got offered $10 billion for Miami Dolphins and for Formula One. That is crazy, man. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. I'm gonna read this little article here from Bleacher Report by Joseph Sucker. Um, it's very short, which is why I like it. I don't like reading too much. That's just me. But I thought it was very interesting because, again, you know that Stephen Ross has been trying to upgrade the Miami Dolphins all the time. Every year he's adding something, the 72 Club, the members lounge, whatever it is. Another thing to inflate the value of the team is by increasing prices. You know what I mean? What else? A bunch of stuff that he's been doing to kind of bring up the value of the Miami Dolphins. Um, Ronnie and good morning, Ronnie. Is Rose? You mean Ross? I know what you meant. Selling the team, is that true? So we've known this for years that he's wanted to sell. He's not from here, guys. He's not from Miami. He doesn't really have any ties to South Florida, except he just got a chance to buy the team. That's it. He doesn't really care. He's from Detroit, Michigan. He's all about New York and Michigan. It's like he doesn't care about Miami, like or South Florida, really, because you can't really say just Miami. South Florida, you got the Tri County. You know what I mean? And I thought, wow, he got a legitimate offer. Now he's gotten offers before, but he never felt like there were valid offers for what he thought the value of the team was. So obviously he didn't accept. 10 billion is a lot of chunk of change. But I'm not surprised that he didn't take it, mostly because if you think about it, the team, especially right now, which is why I did say this to you guys. That's why we get those flashy pickups every single year. You know, we always get that one dude that you're like, no way. We got who? You know what I mean? Some random dude that we finally end up getting. And the team is like, oh my God. So, yeah, it happens all the time. Very few teams actually go up and sell in the NFL. Look, it is a cash cow. You're essentially printing money by owning a professional sport. And even more when it's the NFL. The NFL is like literally should be illegal with the amount of money they're literally printing, you know? Um, but yeah, to me, I don't know. Mm. What's up, Masano? Welcome, welcome. The article I read said he rejected it. Yeah, he did. He rejected it. We're gonna go over the Bleacher Report article because again, I don't like to read a lot, but I do want to give you guys like some of the info because I thought it was actually very interesting. He is fielding offers even more than he did before. So welcome to What in the Selling? Miami Dolphins edition. Is Stephen Ross selling the Miami Dolphins in Formula One? Ooh. So we're gonna go over that, guys. But go ahead and hit that like button. As always, guys, you already know. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, let everybody else know we're live. Please debate your heart away. Just be kind to each other. You can also find Miss Phins Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern, as well as become and join the family and become a member. And we win together, we lose together. Dolphins for life. I am under the weather, guys, so apologize. Bear with me. Because I wanna be able to read this out for you guys. So let me share my screen real quick so you guys can see it. Okay. Whew. Let's get her done. So, ladies and gentlemen, Miami Dolphins report. Obviously, shout out to Joseph Sucker. Like I said, Stephen Ross entertained a $10 billion offer to sell Miami Dolphins, Miami Formula One race, and more. Because you know that he owns the land to the stadium, he owns the different lots where they use for parking. All of that he owns down here. Um, so yeah, and this was from yesterday. Look at that, our owner. Yay. Miami Dolphins owner Stephen Ross recently entertained a $10 billion offer to purchase the Dolphins along with Hard Rock Stadium and the right to host Formula One's Miami Grand Prix, according to USA Today's Safit Dean. Ross declined the offer because he wants to keep the assets in his family, the two people said, Dean reported. Still, the offer shows the ceiling of NFL franchise valuations and sports conglomerate continues to rise exponentially. According to ESPN, Marcel Louis Jack, a source, said majority control of the Dolphins is not for sale in light of Dean's report. Selling the Dolphins alone would probably net Ross a historic payday. The Washington Commander carried a record-setting price tag of $6.05 billion when they changed hands last July, which far surpassed the $4.65 billion sale of the Broncos in 2022. Forbes valued the Dolphins at 5.7 last August, and that figure will probably be higher when the business magazine conducts the exercise again this summer. The franchise valuation had climbed by 24% compared to 2022. I wonder what's happened between 2022 and 2023. Just saying, don't be fooled, people. Now you see why certain moves are made. What's up, Didi? Oh! I just realized something. Ooh, hoo, hoo, too, too. Ba-ba-da. So I'm leaving, and you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling. Yeah, yeah. Guys, hit that like button. We got over 20 people, you guys watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button. Let's get the likes up, guys. It's an easy, free way to support the channel. So go ahead and hit that like button. These report, however, underlines the explosion of Formula One's popularity in the U.S. and how much money can potentially be mined from the racing circuit. One economic impact report estimated that the total of 798 million was generated by the first two editions of the Miami Grand Prix. $800 million, so 400 million each year. Granted, it's worth asking whether this is a bit of a boom period for the sport. American fans quickly came to understand the exorbitant cost of attending one of the three races on U.S. soil, and they may have started to tune out thanks to Max Verstappen's ongoing dominance. By the way, Max Verstappen, I'm just going to tell you right now, and I know this firsthand because my dad is a huge Formula One fan. It's insane. Max Verstappen is one of the most corrupt Formula One racers, one of the dirtiest racers, pure loser, and I wish him nothing but the worst because of so many of the shitty things he's almost cost people's lives in these races because he's a sore loser. And I don't say that lightly. And I've watched many races. And to be honest with you, I can't I can't stand him. So just put it out there. Fast forward a few years and hosting the Miami Grand Prix may not be the financial boom moon it is now. From that perspective, this could perhaps be the time for Ross to cash out. The valuations for American sports franchises continue to rise basically across the board, though, and the NFL is essentially recession proof. At this point, amid questions over how fans' changing viewing habits could impact future media rights deals, there might come a time soon when the Dolphins on their own are worth $10 million. And there you go. I like that right there. There might be a time soon when the Dolphins on their own are worth 10 billion. So yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, I'm about to go ahead and just give you that little bit of info just so you guys have an idea. So $10 billion isn't enough money to pass down to your family. No, not at all. That wasn't the point. He wants to keep it in the family. He does have his daughter, and he wants to go ahead and have her continue. From all accounts, she also isn't a football player. I mean, football person. We'll see how the team does under her tutelage. Maybe this is one of the reasons why Greer isn't fired. Because when Ross eventually steps down, he's going to want to put his daughter in the best possible light, right? Best possible situation. How does he do that? By securing a franchise quarterback, by securing back to back playoff appearances, playoff wins, by getting these young rookie studs. This should be seen as something very interesting for us fans because I've been trying to tell people multiple times. They what do they call it? They want Stephen Moss wants to make the Miami Dolphins super bougie, super upscale, and this and that. 72 club, all that, right? But forgets the fact that the fans of the Miami Dolphins are not these super celebrities. Yeah, you may get a celebrity here and there, whatever, but that's not the fan base. The fan base are regular blue collar Americans that are, wife, kid, what is it? Wife, two kids, paying over 10 grand trying to get season tickets, to continue the tradition that they have when they were kids. Man, nowadays 10 grand is a luxury for families to have in this kind of situation we're in. And good morning, Dolphins to the mind. And that's something that for me, it's always frustrating because it's like I get it. You want to make sure that you keep your team fresh. You keep building on the team. You keep adding to it. You keep making it as best as possible. But you forget it's regular folk who are watching these games, who are attending these games. So yeah. What's up, everybody? Mills? How you doing? How you doing? What's up, Canes? Welcome, welcome. So that's just something that I wanted to go ahead and bring to you guys because I thought, man, when the notification came to me yesterday, I was like, wow, 10 billion. I know the 10 billion wasn't just for the Dolphins. And then when I kept reading, it said, and Formula One, I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. Because the only team that's worth close to that amount of money is Dallas Cowboys. So, yeah, I didn't think that it would actually be the Dolphins that ended up being that way. So, I don't know. It's just a struggle. And you know what? The best seats in the house, which are that 72 club, I still remember when it was still orange seats. This was like, I don't know, like 12 years ago or something like that. Where you could sit right at the 50-yard line and see the entire field. Go to the lower bowl, and really be like right there with the team. And when they did something cool, they'd come over and say hi to us and whatever. Now, if you take a look at the way that the Dolphin Stadium is constructed, you're not gonna get the same thing. Not even. I mean, how many times? Which is another thing. Which, by the way, guys, don't ever feel bad that you don't see a chair filled or whatever. Every ticket not sold for every game, it is a tax deduction. They don't care. They make their money one way or another. Period. So they can raise all these tickets to as much as they want to because they know whether it sells or not, it's still a tax deduction. That's just the name of the game. And that's not just the Dolphins, that's sports leagues in general. So I think it's kind of interesting when it comes to that. Masano says Smith fans is pointless for him to keep it in the family because his daughter and his family said they don't want to run a sports franchise, so that makes no sense. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's right. The Joe Robbie property now also features. That's right because they have the Miami Open as well. So they also have again. They also have The tennis courts. I completely forgot about that too. Hey, Superfish. That makes sense. Yeah. I can go to a Marlins game for $1. And he doesn't mean like, oh, tickets are dirt cheap. No, he literally mean for a $1 you can go to a Marlins game. Why? Because they suck. I have told you this before. I will not be supporting that Marlins team until they go back and go back to the real name that they should be wearing, which is the Florida Marlins. Because this Miami Marlins garbage is garbage. See, my oh no, I love baseball. Don't get me wrong. Oh my God. I absolutely love baseball. I love all sports, but I love baseball too. And it hurts me. And you know what I have? I just got this maybe like a month ago. Like an original 1997 ride down mini helmet. Literally. It's a miniature helmet. And if you don't believe me, read it right there. It says it. Right down 1997. This team has won 2 World Series. My team, my Florida team, in 1997 and in 2003. I watched as a little kid my team get into the playoffs twice and win it all twice. My Florida Marlins team. Not this hot garbage called whatever they're called. So, yeah. And you know what? It kind of sucks. This is, I'm not going to lie to you. I wish that the Dolphins were kind of like one of those old school, um, teams like the Steelers and these other teams that are kind of sold and it within the family, like the Rooney family, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth. Because at least those kids who become adults who end up eventually taking over, they grew up in that, you know what I mean? Uh, that's what sucks. It sucks that we don't have that. Glenn says, and when they won, the people in Miami did not support them. Wrong. Wrong, Glenn. In 1997, the Florida Marlins had a very young team. So young, it was full of nothing but rookies, first year players, couple of second year players, and maybe like 2 or 3 veterans. Super cheap team. They win it all. What does it, which is why I say he's the worst owner ever. What does that stupid loser do, Jeffrey Lurie? Instead of keeping his young team, they're going to want to get paid more. Of course they're going to want to get paid more. They just won the World Series, but whatever. You do that once their contract is up, right? That same season afterwards, he takes a team, disbands it. Completely disbands it, ships everybody out. It ripped the heart of the fans. Like, we finally got a young team that we can compete for several years for the World Series and have back-to-back wins. And that loser traded every single one of our players out to other teams, got nobodies, and then we sucked for what? 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. Here come again, second try. Trust me, man. I remember this. We again get another rookie team with a couple of veterans. Young team coming out of nowhere, 2003. With Bennett, with Wilkins, Dawson, Pudge Rodriguez. Young team with a couple of veterans. What do? We make it to the playoffs, the postseason, and we win it all. But let me tell you what he did in 2003 that was worse than what he did in 1997. In 2003, because I don't know if you guys remember this, if you're a true South Florida fan, you know that in Joe Robbie Stadium, it used to be called, obviously, initially Joe Robbie because it was owned by Joe Robbie, the Joe Robbie family. After that, Pro Player Stadium. So the Marlins played there, the Dolphins played there. I think we had like a small soccer team, whatever, they played there too. But it was really Dolphins and the Marlins playing there. In 2003, Jeffrey Loria goes and tells the city of Miami and says, hey, I want to build us a stadium, but I need you guys' help. I need tax money so we can go ahead and do it. At first, the team is like, no, this is a lot. We already have the heat. You know what I mean? Where would you put this? How much would it cost us taxpayers? And the stipulation was, if we do this, you have to keep the team intact. They gave this man close to between $200 million to, I believe, just under $500 million in taxpayer money to bring the stadium to where it is now, where it was actually the old Orange Bowl, where Miami Dolphins used to play originally before they got Joe Robbie Stadium. And with this, what do you call it? With this, what do you call it? With this new location, what did he do? Completely, the minute he got the money, built the stadium, took the team, and disbanded everybody again. It was horrible. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Wayne Huizenga, he actually owned the Dolphins. He owned. It was always Joe Robbie saying it to me. He owned the Marlins. He owned the Dolphins. By then, we did have the Panthers, but he wasn't the owner, I don't think. Exactly. They tore down our beloved Orange Bowl to fleece Miami for their ballpark. Exactly. you were alive 5 years old. Hey man, it don't matter. I still remember this. And Wayne Huizenga has sold the team that year, if I'm not mistaken. Which is, yeah. Regardless, Jeffrey Loria, worst owner ever. Worst owner ever. And the fact, because we had in 2003, that was one of the major stipulations. They said, if we give you this money, you cannot disband the team. You have to keep the team so we can go on multiple runs. What? Yeah. I'm going to keep the team. The minute that check cleared and he got his stadium and started trading. You were like, oh no, he didn't. Oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Okay, so Huizenga was the original owner of the Panthers then. All right, cool. Huizenga, I mean, waste management, man. Like, he freaking owned everything. Damn. I almost kind of wish that family still owned it all, and we weren't dealing with these losers, but whatever. Anyways. It's just, everything was good until, unfortunately, Wayne Huizenga passed away. Wayne Huizenga, he loved his teams. But the minute he passed away, his family, his kids, useless. What did they do? They started selling everything. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So yeah, this is the team ripped our hearts out not once but twice and stole the money, which is why now we're gonna get into some history, ladies and gentlemen. Super Bowl 50, if you guys didn't know, was supposed to actually be in Miami. Yeah. Now I know you guys see this towel over here. This is Super Bowl 54. Miami, where obviously the Chiefs, 49ers, this was the Jimmy G Super Bowl, where Patrick Mahomes' first Super Bowl he won was this one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Super Bowl 54. This Super Bowl, right? We weren't supposed to have this Super Bowl. We were supposed to have Super Bowl 50, but this is what happened. The NFL came to Stephen Ross and told him, sir, in order for us to host a Super Bowl in your town, we need you to make certain. This was years before because, as you guys, I'm sure you guys know, years before, I think it's like 4 or 5 years before another stadium is announced, they let that stadium know, hey, this is what we need in order to do it. So they announce it way ahead of time. We, along with the New Orleans Saints, have hosted the most Super Bowls. Now that they have the stadium in SoFi in LA, they're gonna want to push that because they moved the NFL headquarters to SoFi Stadium in California. Another one that they also want to push is the new fancy schmancy Las Vegas Raiders Stadium over there in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. They're gonna push those, but at the end of the day, it's Miami. Let's go. Now, when they came to Stephen Ross and they told him, sir, in order for us to grant you Super Bowl 50, which is huge, the only Super Bowl that is in Roman numeral, by the way, as you can see back here, no Roman numerals. Super Bowl 50, they did that on purpose, which makes absolute sense. When Super Bowl 100 comes, they'll do the same thing. It's just natural progression, right? Am I gonna be alive for that? I'm gonna be an old lady, I think, probably. But that Super Bowl 50, they told them we need a roof. We need something to cover people. What did Stephen Ross do? Super Bowl 50 was in 2000. Oh, help me out. Oh, help me out, guys. What year was Super Bowl 50? What's up, Bones? Welcome. Super Bowl 50, whatever year that is, minus 5 years, right? That was in, I know it was like 2000s, like early 2000s. I think this was 2014, 2020 something, right? I guess you didn't hear me right, Michael K. Super Bowl 50 did not have Roman numerals. It's the only Super Bowl that didn't have Roman numerals. Unlike every other one, example, Super Bowl 54. Thank you. So Super Bowl was in 50 was, I appreciate it, Manzano, in 2011. So that means around 2006, 2007, more like 2006 is like 5 years. They told him, hey, you need to go ahead and upgrade the stadium so we can go ahead and grant you Super Bowl 50. He said, okay. He went to the city of Miami and said, hey, I want to upgrade and run you 2003. So just 3 years prior, maybe 4 years prior, they had the debacle with Jeffrey Loria and the Marlins Stadium, right? And the city of Miami said, nope, we're not going to do it. He asked for $500 million. They said, nope, we're not going to do it. Nope, we're not going to do it. Nope, we're not going to do it. What the NFL said, because he had a deadline, he didn't want to pay the $500 million. So, the NFL said, okay, we're not going to award you Super Bowl 50, which was 2011. So we're gonna go ahead and award you Super Bowl 54 instead. So that's what and the city said no, we're not gonna pay the $500 million to upgrade it. Guess what happened anyways, ladies and gentlemen? he still needed to upgrade for Super Bowl 54. So within the years of 2000, what was it, 2006 and 2010, that's when you saw the upgrades to the stadium happen. If you're from South Florida, you know this. So yeah, that's what happened, and now you see why we had the little canopy and whatever, just to help out with the sun, blah blah blah, because it's hot. I get it. But yeah, now you see, now you get some history. In case you were wondering, where all of this came about. Now, fast forward, right? Because he bought the team for Stephen Ross bought the team for a certain amount of money. It wasn't that. It wasn't 4.6 billion. It was way less. Oh wait, it was less than that. I don't know. Maybe it was like 2 billion or like maybe a billion, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, he paid $1 billion for the Dolphins. Paid half of it in cash. The other half he paid. Um, he paid the other half. I forgot how it was set up, but I know that it was actually something like that around that time. But yeah, Super Bowl 50 was in 2016. Okay, then change the dates, people. Then that's what it is. For 950, yeah, it was like $1 billion that he paid for the Dolphins when he bought it. Now to it being evaluated at 5 point, what was it? The thing he said 5.65, 5.65, 5.7. So according to last August, the Dolphins are worth $5.7 billion. That's a lot. You know what I mean? Obviously, inflation is part of that, people. But that's a lot of money that he's made. $4.7 billion since his original investment. That's not bad. That's not bad. Um, Super Bowl 50 was in February 2016. So yeah. So then it was 2011 when they asked him to go ahead and do it. It was just like 4 or 5 years before, because that's how they do it. Like right now, you can look up the next 4 Super Bowls that are gonna come all the way up to 2028. They already have the locations. Then this off season, they're probably gonna add an extra one, and the next year after that. And every off season, they just kind of like how the Olympics are, you know what I mean, or the World Cup, you know. They kind of do it ahead of time to give that city enough time to prepare. If they have to fix roads, if they have to, make sure that their hotels, accommodations, all that stuff is all up to date, building code to accommodate, because wherever a Super Bowl is at, you're looking at about the average is $1 billion in revenue for that city, between hotel accommodations, between restaurants, now ride sharing, all of the merch that is bought. You know what I mean? And people don't just do the Super Bowl for like a day; they usually are there for a week, if not 2 weeks. So for that week before the Super Bowl and the week after the Super Bowl, all that money that's generated by the city. This is why they give them several years to be ready for that. I'm telling you, exactly. The NFL teams are literally printing money. Literally. Uh, Kenneth says, see, this is why I believe Tua was a money move, not a football move. I mean, definitely a money move, but not necessarily not a football move. Are you purposely avoiding talking about how awful the 2024 Dolphins are going to be? Michael K., I literally have a topic, and that's what I'm talking about. Oh, yay, me. Like, this is the topic of the day. Hence, literally, this is why I give you the banner. The topic of today is this. I'm trying to make it easy for you guys. Hey, I am so sorry, Superfish. You had a super chat. I'm so sorry, man. I'm still trying to. I'm under the weather, so I'm trying to. I'm trying to stay so I can talk to you guys, but Superfish said, and thank you so much. What a blessing it is to get this $5 donation. Thank you so much. Superfish. It was during the Yankee series in the middle of the season when Heisinger announced that he was selling the Miami Dolphins. Then, oops, we won the World Series. Yeah, that's actually really cool. I'm not gonna lie, but I know it. I'm like that year he sold it because it was Jeffrey Lurie who bought the team, so makes sense. Uh, and when Jeffrey Lurie bought the team, he disbanded the team afterwards. Once he bought it, he disbanded the team. That's what pissed us fans off because I'm like, you have such a good team, such a cheap team, and it hurts. Man, I'm such a Floridian. Like I love my state. You know what I mean? I love my team. I support my teams. That's why I say I'm like, look, I'm not a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, like I am a Dolphins fan, but I will always root for the Bucks to succeed and the Jaguars to succeed because it's Florida. Same thing for me. My number one college team is the University of Miami. But I still love the Gators and I love the Canes. I love UCF and every other Florida team. I will always root for Florida first. I will always root for my state first. I mean, this is home. You know what I mean? This is life. And it just hurts because we as fans, look, I'm not the only fan. I'm not. What's up? Uh Superfish. Oh Lord. Okay. Thank you so much, Superfish, again for that final donation. I'm only doing this because he did pay for it. Joe Race, good morning. Michael K. Sabon. Thank you for not utilizing any worse words. Um, but I appreciate you, Joe, for the $2 donation. Michael K is just a fan. He's just a Bills fan. Well, don't worry, we're gonna talk about the Dolphins. Actually, next week I gotta talk to Red, White, and Bill. I don't know if you're still in here or not, but I got you, Sean. I'll call you. I want to do because now that it's post draft, I actually want to take. I want to take a day to go over the different drafts, not just for us. I mean, we can already do that, but for um the AFC East. You know that we always talk about the AFC East, always, um, because like I told you last year, and I tell you every year, right? I'm getting too hot. I can't. Our path to the Super Bowl is by winning our division. Yeah. But that's why we have to see what they did. In the 80s, you should have seen the crowds that came out to support Miami. Which team, though? The Dolphins, the Marlins. The Marlins were. Oh, shoot. I know. Okay, so the Heat was 1988. The Panthers, 1993. Dolphins, 1966. The Florida Marlins. Oh, dang it. I don't remember what year the Marlins were created. I know. Let me check this. Let me see here. 1993. Okay. An expansion team. Oh, look at that. So, in 1993, the Panthers and the Florida Marlins were both created. So that means that Wayne Huizenga got an opportunity to do both the Dolphins and the Panthers. That's so cool, man. That's super dope. That is super dope. All we had was the Dolphins. That makes sense. Yeah, because the Heat, the Panthers, and Marlins were young teams. So it makes sense, good, but you have to think what happened in the 80s. So for the Miami Dolphins, obviously we're established in 1966, part of the AFC, right? In 2000, I mean not 2000, in 1970, which a lot of people forget this, we were the first team to actually three-peat in the to go to we I just I just love when I'm right. This is something that most people don't know that I have to remind you guys. The Miami Dolphins were the first team ever to go to three straight Super Bowls. Three straight. We went to 1970, or technically 70, 71. We went in 71, 72, which we had the perfect seat. We lost in 71. We won in 72 and won again in 73. And in 1974, we were very close to getting to the Super Bowl, but we ended up losing. The first team. Look at that. Kane says, "Wow, Miss Finn, some of us are in our 30s, are older than the Marlins and Panthers." Shaking my head, I feel old now. Yeah, and if you're in your 30s too, you might even be older than the. Oh no, or would you be in your 40s if you're older than the Heat? Because the Heat were 1988. So, yeah. So, what was I talking about? You had that dominance with Shula in the 70s, right? Here comes the 80s. We all know the 85 Bears, obviously. It'll go down as the greatest defensive team of all time. It is what it is. Like it or not, people. No, I mean, there's a reason why we Dolphins had the no-name defense in 72. But, let me go fast forward. In the 80s, you have what? You have the rookie sensation, 1983, coming out of 1983. That 83 class. Dang. That has to be the most elite drafted class. That 1983, 1984 class where you had John Elway, Dan Marino, you had what the hell's his name? And I have a picture with him. Bills. What the this man's name? Oh my God. The Bills, he used to be a case. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The Bills quarterback, if I'm not mistaken, he was also too. It was the strongest. Jim Kelly, thank you. Oh my God, I was dying for a second. Jim Kelly, Ken O'Brien, appreciate it, Superfish. Thurman Thomas, thank you. That draft class, that 83, 84 draft class, and it wasn't just the first round, man. The first round, the second round. You're talking about it's gotta be the most Hall of Fame heavy class, especially for quarterbacks, ever. There's no other class. I mean, the one that would rival it maybe is a class where Peyton Manning was drafted. But even then, no. No, no, no. What's this? Sony Crockett. Thank you, Hal. Appreciate it. Was his name White? Y'all, you're hilarious. Thank you, Superfish. The Dolphins were the only team to beat the 1985 Bears. We were the best, But but yeah, nobody. So you mean to tell me we have a dominance in the 70s, right? Then we come out here because after us it was the Steelers with um Teddy Brash Teddy Brash Terry Bradshaw, sorry, and the Steelers winning. He won his 3 Super Bowls. Bradshaw, right? 4 Super Bowls. 4 Super Bowls. Him, yeah. So you had us, but it was really us, right? And then you had the 80s, you had the insaneness of Dan Marino. Dan Marino did to football what Michael Jordan did to basketball. What do you mean, Miss Phins? Very simple, guys. Very, very simple. Dan Marino took the Super Bowl. He took the Super Bowl. It's not the Super Bowl, sorry. He took football and brought it worldwide. Yeah, that's my opinion. Michael Jordan did it with basketball and brought it worldwide, and so did Dan Marino. How many fans of the Miami Dolphins always go back to, I'm a Dolphins fan because of Dan Marino? And on top of that, too, think about this. He had the 80s and 90s. Obviously, we didn't win the Super Bowl at all. We made it to a Super Bowl. We did win. We made it to two Super Bowls. Didn't win any of them, right? But how am I losing it? No, he didn't. What do you mean? How many overseas fans are Dolphin fans because of the Dolphins? What are you guys talking about? I'm not crazy. This is okay, that part is my personal opinion, okay? My personal opinion. Hey, what's up, Insanity? Uh huh? What? No way. Okay, well, you guys don't have to think about it. I'm just saying. You're officially losing it. Okay, you guys might not agree. Fine. But hey, that's just my point of view. 80s, 90s being so dominant. Yeah. So there you go. That's probably why in the 80s, Dolphin fans were so involved with the team. Because of the success of the 70s, spilled over to the 80s ish, and having that sensational quarterback, Danny Marino. Then yeah, you know what I mean? So, again, you must be hearing voices that. Actually, what time is it? No. I still have an hour and a half. Okay. Thanks for reminding me I have to take my medicine. Was he the most dominant QB from that time? Look, fine. If you want to refer to the fact that Jim Kelly went to 4 straight Super Bowls, okay, lost all of them, but I get it. You had John Elway win two Super Bowls during that time, if I'm not mistaken. Montana, did Montana win in the 80s? Yes, he did. He did. All right, fine. But what I'm saying is, marketably speaking, yes. I'll take it to Dan Marino. At least for me. He brought it to the world. Look, it's American football. But people saw it because of Dan Marino, his flashiness. Okay? Whatever. But Fizz, do you remember Blockbuster Video? Of course I remember Blockbuster Video, man. I'm kind of sad it's no longer available. I'm sure I know my parents still have their Blockbuster card, but I'm sure I have one, because it's kind of like the library card. You kind of needed one if you wanted to take out a movie or whatever. So I'm sure I have somewhere my Blockbuster card. So, yeah. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm already over. I appreciate all of you guys. Well, that's cool. Bill Bruce and that defense made Kelly look good. Mo says Bill's Bruce Smith and that defense made Kelly look good. I gotta ask our Bills fans, is this true, guys? Is this true? Excuse me. Is it true that it was um Bill Bruce that did that? I don't know. Hey, we got another super chat. What's up, Superfish? Thank you so much for your $2 donation, supporting the channel, man. Brock Purdy wears 13 because of Dan Marino. How many players were 13 because of Dan Marino? Tua Tagovailoa wore 13 because of Dan Marino. He can't now because obviously, hello, it's retired. The only one of three that are retired. But yeah, at this point, yeah, that's just my. I appreciate you, Superfish. Thank you so much for the donation. Um, man, you guys are, you guys are. I don't think you guys can believe my takes, but it's okay. It's what I feel inside. Uh, so anyhow, but yeah, now you guys got obviously update on the Stephen Ross selling situation and also an awesome history lesson about South Florida sports. So there you have it. But guys, do me a favor if you haven't done so already. Shout out to everybody on Twitter and Twitch, man. You guys are awesome. If you haven't done so already, go to my profile on Twitter and Twitch. Click the link that says YouTube channel. It'll take you to my channel. If you can give me a subscribe. I'm only I think like 5 or 7 people away from getting to 1,320, and that just gets us much closer to our goal to get to 2,000 before the season starts, which will be in 4 months. So, guys, I need your help. I can't do this by myself. So if you can do that, that would be great. Um, thank you for Saturday. I appreciate it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for coming through to another awesome episode of What in the Selling. Yeah, what in the selling what in the I feel like it's an awesome off season kind of like segments and stuff. So I appreciate you guys enjoying it because I thought it was actually kind of funny. The first time I was like, I don't know, should I do it? Should I call it this? You know what I mean? Because hey, maybe people might not want to do it, but I'm like, I enjoy it, so I'm gonna do it. But again, guys, thank you so much for coming through. This is Miss Phins. I am Miss. Go check it out tomorrow. No show tomorrow, okay? I can't do the show tomorrow. It's gonna be very tough to try to do it. So the only thing that I'd be able to do it is to open it up, do a panel. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna be driving like crazy. It's gonna be very tough. And so if you guys want, let me know. But honestly, tomorrow no show tomorrow. I gotta take care of some other stuff. But guys, again, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you guys. And you guys take care. And as always, bye bye.